Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm Irene and today I'm going to be sharing the checklist that I used for our road trip. So if you watched the road trip series, you know that most of the time we went to theme parks, and so I will post the entire list at the end of this video, so please stay tuned to the end so that you can see that if you're interested. And first of all, I reserved all of the rooms that we were going to be staying at. And since we were doing our road trip, I wanted to get rooms that were close by the theme parks. And so we're traveling from Washington State down to Anaheim first. And so on MapQuest, I just mapped out what would be about halfway. And then from that point, went a little bit further because I wanted to try to do as much as we could that first day as far as driving goes. And then have a little bit of an easier day the following day. So that turned out to be Corning, California for us. And I think that actually looking back, we probably could have driven another hour or two, but I think it was good that we just stayed there because you never know what's going to happen with traffic and how things might work out. So anyway, we booked the hotel rooms first, and I wanted to get as far south or to the end of our trip as possible, if that makes sense, just so that after that then we're moving north to get closer to home. So at one point I was thinking, well, maybe just using one hotel room and then going back and forth as kind of like a home base would make sense. But I'm glad that I didn't do that because it seemed like it really saved us a lot of time not having to drive far distances from where we were sleeping at night. And so we went to Corning first, and then we drove down to Anaheim the following day, and that was the furthest point that we were going to be driving because we wanted to get to Disneyland. And so then after we stayed there, then we started traveling north. So then we stayed at a hotel close to Universal Studios Hollywood, and then we went north towards San Jose and then home from there. So that worked out really well for us. So first off, I got the hotel reservations. After that, I got the theme park ticket reservations and printed those out and everything so that we didn't have an extra step when we got there as far as purchasing the tickets there, because obviously you have to then wait in line to actually get into the theme park. So printing out your theme park tickets ahead of time saves you time, or else I think you can even have that information on your phone. But I'm a little bit old school in that way, so I like to get everything printed out. So that's what I did. After that, I made sure to get dining reservations at Disneyland's Cafe Orleans. And we knew we definitely wanted to eat there because we wanted to try the Monte Cristo sandwich, and that's where they sell it. Depending on the time of year you visit, it might be busier than others, and we wanted to make sure that we weren't wasting a lot of time waiting. So after the dining reservations, then next on my checklist is paying my bills. So anytime I am leaving home for an extended period of time, I want to make sure to pay any bills that might be coming up so that I don't have any late fees to worry about. And also I like to put my mail on hold, so I was able to do that online. I've also done that in person at the post office. So they have these little cards, they look like just large postcards, and then you put all the information about when you're going to be gone, when you're going to be returning, and if you want to pick up your bulk mail in the post office or if you want it delivered when you get back. So you have all of those options. I haven't noticed that one option is better than the other. They both work just as well. And my daughter has a bunny rabbit, so we had to make sure that we got the pet sitter lined up, and we made sure to get the oil changed and the tires checked, and if there's any maintenance on the car that's due, you want to make sure to get that done before you leave for your trip. And since we were going to be in the car and eating, then I made sure to have towelettes, hand sanitizer, and napkins in case there was a spill or we just wanted to wipe off our hand. Then you want to make sure that you have all of those things handy. And so along those same lines, I just mentioned snacks. I made sure to get plenty of snacks to have in the car. We took an Igloo with us so that we could have cold drinks, and I also cut up some fresh fruit and vegetables to have that readily available. I also packed some sandwiches, and also I think that my rule is that I want to try to think of anything that I might be tempted to buy in the gas station, because those prices tend to be a lot higher than the regular grocery store. And then likewise for everybody that we were going to be traveling with, wanted to ask them about snacks that they wanted to make sure to have. So that worked out really well also. And then I also made sure that we had an auxiliary cord for the phone that we were going to be taking with us so that we could play our favorite music on our playlist. And then also we have a CD player, so I made sure that we had enough CDs so that everybody could listen to the music that they wanted to listen to. So I also like to turn the hot water heater down in our house so that it's not taking a lot of energy to make sure that there's hot water since we're not going to be there. And I just make sure not to turn it down too low so that it's not completely off, and then I don't have to worry about the pilot light going out. So you just want to be careful about that if you decide to do that. And then I also unplug all of the small appliances that we're not going to be using. So lamps, toasters, anything that's out on the counter. I just unplug all of those things, and even TVs. I unplug those so that they're not sucking energy while we're gone. And then I also like to leave an outside light on, and I'm just kind of used to doing that. I think at some point I thought that it was probably a good security measure just so that people think that somebody's home. I don't know if that actually works or not, but I'm just in the habit of doing it, so I do. If you have a neighbor that you trust and you want to let them know that you're going to be gone so that they can keep an eye out on everything, that's also good. And then if you have any plants that you need watered or anything like that, you can also ask them to do that, or take out the trash, things like that. Also, I like to make sure that the house is nice and clean before we leave. I then make sure all the trash is emptied, the garbage disposal is empty, a little bit of Pine Sol in all of the toilets, and a little bit of Pine Sol in the garbage disposal so it smells nice and fresh for when we get back. And it's really nice, especially if you're going to be doing a road trip, to be able to come home and not have to worry about cleaning on top of it, because you are undoubtedly going to have a lot of laundry to wash from your trip. So that's one less thing that you have to worry about. So that feels really good too. And I think that is everything on my list. I hope I didn't miss anything. So anyway, like I said, I will post this entire list for you probably right about now so that you have it. And then if you see anything that you want to jot down, you can always pause it for your reference. And I think that's about it. If you think that I've forgotten anything, then please add that in the comments below, and please like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.